We've all been there, right? You walk into a big meeting, you're all set to present, and then you're stopped dead by this giant mess of cables.
Oh, yeah. The first 10 minutes are just the dongle
A
dance.
dongle dance, exactly. Everyone's just staring at you. So that's what we're looking at today. We're doing a deep dive into a device that says it can solve that whole problem. It's the Kramer VIA Campus2 Plus.
Right.
And our mission really is to figure out if this little box is the answer or if it's just, another expensive piece of hardware for the conference room.
Hardware is the key word, because
Yeah.
the biggest mistake you could make looking at the source material is to think this is just some kind of adapter or signal splitter.
That's what jumped out at me immediately. I'm looking at the spec sheet, and it says a 3.6 gigahertz quad-core processor, an 8th-gen chip, plus 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gig SSD.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a switch. I mean, that's a computer.
It is. It fundamentally is. It's a dedicated computer running a full version of Windows 10 right there inside the chassis.
And that completely changes the game, doesn't it? Because if it has its own OS, it has independence.
Yeah.
It doesn't need my laptop to do the thinking.
Precisely. Your typical hub just mirrors your screen. So if your laptop crashes, the presentation is gone.
Right.
With this, you can run software natively on the device itself. You can just launch Microsoft Office, Skype for Business, even a web browser.
So in theory, I could walk in completely empty-handed, pull my presentation from the cloud or from the device's storage, and just run it. No laptop, no dongles.
You could, and for IT, that's a huge deal. But we should also talk about what happens when you do want to connect something, because the visual specs are a bit of a double-edged sword.
Okay, you're talking about the 4K output. I saw that. It supports 4K UHD, which is pretty standard now, but you're saying there's a catch.
There's a catch with the refresh rate, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where you have to pay attention to the ports. If you use the HDMI output, you get 4K, but it's capped at 30 hertz.
Which is okay for a PowerPoint slide, I guess.
But terrible for video. If you're showing anything with motion at 30 hertz, it's just going to look choppy and wrong.
So the lesson is, if you're setting this up, you have to use the DisplayPort output to get that smooth 60 hertz signal.
Absolutely. You've
Yeah.
got to prioritize that DisplayPort.
Got it. Now, for all the talk about wired ports, the marketing really pushes the wireless presentation angle. And whenever I hear wireless in a corporate setting, I immediately think security risk.
And Kramer seems to have thought of that too. They built in 1024-bit encryption for all the Wi-Fi streaming. It's pretty robust.
Okay, so it shouldn't give the security team a headache.
Probably not.
I also noticed they didn't skimp on audio. The specs say integrated 5.1 channel high-definition audio.
Which is pretty rare for these kinds of hubs. Audio is usually an afterthought, but they're clearly aiming for a more cinematic experience if you need it.
So let's talk about the campus part of the name. VIA, Campus2 Plus. That suggests this is built for more than just a couple of people.
Oh yeah, this is an enterprise collaboration tool. It's built to handle up to 12 different people in a meeting. But the stat that really stands out is the simultaneous display.
You mean the 6 sources feature?
Yes. Most hubs let you do a split screen, maybe 2 sources side by side.
Sure.
This thing can take 6 different sources. A spreadsheet from one person, a video from another, a few different laptop screens, and tile them all on a single main display, all at once.
6 at once. That's a massive amount of information. And it can output to 2 separate screens, can it?
Yeah.
You could create a real command center feel.
It's incredibly powerful for things like design reviews or comparing complex data sets where you don't want to keep switching between windows.
But all that power has to come at a price. I checked, and this is running around $3,000.
It's a steep price, for sure. But you have to remember, you're not just buying a switch. You're buying a PC and a high-end presentation hub all in one.
It's an investment, I get it. But I want to leave you with this final thought about that 6 sources feature. We always think more information means better collaboration. But does putting 6 active windows on a giant screen actually help us solve problems? Or does it just test our ability to focus in a world where we're already drowning in information? Just something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.